Hello students, welcome to the My Dream. In this session, we will start a new topic, angiosperms of the chapter Plant Kingdom from the class 11 Biology. So what is angiosperm? We will going to discuss this chapter according to the theme what, why and how. So the first thing is what is angiosperm? Here you can see angio means covered. Sperm means seeds. So the plants, the angiosperms are the plants whose seeds are covered inside the fruits are called as angiosperms. Here the seeds are enclosed within the fruits that are called as angiosperm plants. There are some characters of these plants. The first one is they are called as a flowering plant. And the ovules here presents inside the ovary. The ovules present inside the ovary. See here, this is an ovule which is present inside the ovary, and later this ovules develops into seed, and this ovary develops into the fruit. So we can say the seed is enclosed within a fruit, or the ovules are enclosed within a ovary. The next characteristics of the angiosperm is they show a wide range of varieties. They show a wide range of variety. They are the largest group of the plant kingdom. They show wide variety. Largest group of the plant kingdom. And the third point is there is a wide range of sizes. These plants have they show wide range of size, like from very teeny to tall. For example, in the teeny plant, we can take the example of the Wolffia. It is the smallest angiosperm and the tallest plant, like eucalyptus. It is about 100-meter long. So they also shows a wide range of size from very teeny, like microscopic size. It is the smallest angiosperm plant to the 100-meter long tree. And these angiosperms are divided into two classes according to the presence of the cotyledons. So they are divided into two classes according to the presence of cotyledons. If there are presence of two cotyledons in the seed, they are called as dicotyledons. If there are presence of only a single cotyledon in a seed, they are called as a monocotyledons. The dicotyledons are also termed as dicots. These are the classification of the angiosperm. And the monocots are the plants having single cotyledon in their seed. Dicots and monocots. The example of dicot is mango. You can see pea, and the example of monocots is like wheat grain. This is a seed having a two cotyledons like this, and this is a seed with a single cotyledon. It is a monocot and it is a dicot. We can also differentiate the dicots and the monocots by their leaves. The arrangement of the, this is a leaf, and the arrangement of the veins in the leaves, if the arrangement of the veins in the leaves are parallel, then they are a monocots. If the arrangement of the veins in the leaf, if the veins forms a network like arrangements in the leaves, then they are dicot. You can see here how we can identify the monocots and dicots by their leaves. Okay. Now there are some more characteristics of angiosperms which we will discuss later in details. How the male sex organ, which is how the male sex organ stamen produce pollen grain, how the female sex organ pistil or carpel produce a female gametophyte which is called embryo sac, and how with the fusion of male and female gametophytes results in the formation of a whole fruit and the seeds. We will discuss this in a details in the next session. And the next thing is why we are discussing, why it is important to study this topic, angiosperm. As we learned from that topic that the angiosperm are the plants having the ovules which are enclosed inside the ovary. Now we are able to distinguish between the flowering plants and the non-flowering plants. It means now we are able to distinguish, to differentiate the angiosperm, the class of the angiosperm from among the other classes like the gymnosperms, algae, bryophytes. Okay, that's why we will discuss in this topic. And also the basic knowledge of the angiosperms help us to understand the other chapters, some other chapters like the morphology of the flowering plants, anatomy of the flowering plant, which are included in your NCERT books, in your NCERT syllabus. So this is the base to reach there. And the next thing is how we will connect this topic in our real life. The main source of the food that we get are the main source of that foods like the cereals, vegetables, fruits are the flowering plants only. The flowering plants produce some fruits like the mango, apple, vegetables like the potato, tomatoes, wheat, rice. So the main source of the food is the angiosperm. It is a source of food we can see in our real life. From the angiosperms, some angiosperm plants are also used as a medicines like ashwagandha and the angiosperm plants. Some of the angiosperm plants produce a wood which is very hard, and that wood used as a timber, as in the sandalwood and shisham wood. So these are the things that we connect this topic with our real life situation. Now we will discuss about the life cycle of the angiosperms in the next session.